So, guys, there's a lot of interesting stories in the news this week.
Yeah.
And the reason why... Okay, I'll talk about the biggest one first. The reason why the guys kicked it to me is because for the past, I would say, 5 or 6 years, I have been the president of Bodega Hive. Now, what is Bodega Hive, you ask? It is Desus and Mero's podcast, and we have formed a fandom, a very unbreakable fandom. Think about the Beehive. You know, it's that. I will compare it to that. And, you know, they had their split. I think it was 2022. And then my world came shattering down. And then we recapped it on the pod. That clip is actually, fun fact, one of our most viewed clips. Yeah. And now there's an update. Mr. Joe Budden went on Carmelo Anthony and Mero's podcast.
Shout out
7
to
p.m.
Joe.
in Brooklyn.
That's our
guy. And I heard it was a phenomenal episode.
It really was.
Perfect fit.
It was.
And, you know, we've all contemplated. We even broke it down, like I said, in 2022. We gave our thoughts. Everybody has been contemplating what happened with Desus and Mero's split. And basically, this is the first time Mero really talked about it in this way, in this light, like this unfiltered. So just a quick summary. You guys can watch it. I implore you guys to watch the actual episodes because I can't say everything that he said. But
I do have the clip. If you want me to play the clip, and then we.
It's like a really long clip. You want to play it?
I know where to start. I got you.
Okay.
Girl, we do this. I got you.
Leave it to Joe, right?
Facts.
To get that out of them, yeah.
It was just so messy, yo. This nigga Joe.
But the topic was professional breakup.
It was.
I was very much so aiming for
and this is Mero.
ownership.
Okay.
Being a production company.
Entrepreneurship.
Right. You know what I mean? Like owning your IP because that's life or death in media. If you own your shit, you're good. It's just like if you know that, you go into it with a certain approach. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I need longevity. I need ownership. You know what I mean? Like, we developed this shit out the mud. So this is us. We own this. We're not selling this to nobody. The key word here is licensing. I'll license this shit to you for a term, 2 years, whatever, a 1-and-1. But selling your IP, bro, selling your name.
That's your soul.
You had a very poignant statement where you were like, it seems like they're preparing Desus for Hollywood.
Okay, so that's part one. I want you to comment on that, and then I'll continue that clip.
So, like, I think a lot of people were assuming what happened. We even said it before. A lot of people have said it on the internet. They were just saying, like, hey, maybe they were just at different points in their lives, and that's where this all stemmed from. And before that clip that SaVon said, like, Mero said that word for word. He was like, we were just at different points in our lives. And he was preaching about ownership. Like, that is something that Mero was not going to budge on. He's like, I want to own my name. I want to own this Desus and Mero shit, this likeness forever. Like, I'm not giving that up. And he was insinuating, basically, that Desus was not kind of on the same page in that. And Desus wanted something different. And with the Hollywood comment, like, oh, they were kind of preparing Desus for Hollywood. The reason why they say that is because Desus is, like, hosting these late night shows. He's really up there. He's on late night TV. And so I don't know, like, I feel like we all kind of knew, like, I don't know if any of us were surprised with this explanation. We were kind of assuming it had to be something like this. This is why they broke up. But, like, I just realized, like, no explanation will ever be enough. For us real fans, like, we hear this, we hear Mero saying this. He wasn't saying anything bad about Desus. I don't think anything bad about Desus or Mero, but it's like, we hear it from their mouths, and it's like, I don't know, I'm still not satisfied. Like, this is, so nothing will ever be enough unless they drop the reunion pod.
So as a friend or a member of the Bodega Hive, what would be a sufficient answer to their split?
I think just them both saying that, like, and I don't know if they've said it before, maybe they haven't, I missed it, but they were just them saying, like, hey, we don't want it to be this way, and we want to fix it. I feel like that's when the Bodega Hive will be fully just okay again.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, hearing Mero talk about it, like, it's good to have some answers. Like, he really went into specifics about it, but, like, I don't know, it's just like, it still hurts. I get that it's just business, and, like, it's hard for people to, like, stay on the same page. And they've been doing, when he said they got out the mud, they really did. They met on Twitter, grinded for years, just had to be straight up funny, no writers, no nothing, Viceland show. And then boom, like, just difference of, I'm sorry. And just one last point is, like, the immediate thing that I thought about when I heard, like, Mero's part was, I just want to hear Desus' side, because we're only hearing one side. And not that I have favorites, I really don't, but we heard Mero's side. Desus, why is he saying this about you? I just want to hear his side.
Has Desus not spoke about it?
I don't think so. Not to, like, this.
You would know.
Maybe they have had, like, very PR answers, like, hey, differences, and we had to just end the show. But there was nothing, like, saying, like, this is what happened.
Yeah.
So
as a long time listener, Did it bother you knowing that they met on Twitter?
Why does that bother me?
Well, you're right. You know, as a fan, you just like the content that gets put out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe I'll rephrase it a little bit. Did it surprise you to figure out and realize that they maybe weren't as close as they were? And they were going through certain
they
things?
weren't like childhood friends or anything. Yeah, they grew up in they went to school together at one point. No, I don't know if it was school, but they had mutual friends at one point because they were both from the Bronx. They followed each other on Twitter when Twitter was like the Wild Wild West, and then they just kept like hearing about each other, and they were just basically put together for content's sake, and then boom, like people loved it and they really like took off. It was complex first. But I mean, I don't know. That was because you're saying like you would think that they were like childhood friends type shit.
That's how it kind of looked.
No, they weren't like childhood friends. Yeah,
so that was just a big shock to me.
But the crazy thing is, so even if they aren't childhood friends, right? Like a lot of people look at Alex and I like we grew up together, childhood, elementary school. We didn't. We met in college, and we've been rocking out ever since. But I think one of the biggest things is respect, right? And I'm not gonna say they don't respect each other.
Nah, they don't. It's all right.
You don't think so?
You can just say that shit.
You don't think they respect?
Nah.
I don't know.
They don't respect each other.
Maybe not.
They respect
It
each
comes
other.
off like that.
Maybe at their core, they still do respect each other, but front facing, they're still talking about each other.
I know
like
what it is. They respect what they've done together.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they respect each other. You're right.
As people, as people.
My God, balance.
My
God.
I get it. Maybe they don't respect each other.
And not for nothing. Not one of them looked like they name. You know how many years it took me to realize which one was Desus and which one was Mero?
You thought Desus was Mero and Mero was Desus?
This whole fucking...
You know what? That's a good ass point.
Because
none of them looks like their name.
Yeah, Mero is the Dominican one.
Jesus.
And so, Jesus. Like you would
I thought that nigga was Desus.
I thought that nigga was Desus.
I can see that shit.
You feel what I'm saying? That shit fucked my head up. But in the clips that I've seen, because the two of them have spoken about the breakup since, right?
Yeah.
And I have to appreciate, let me get this right, Mero's. That's the one I do with Mello, right?
Yes.
The one that's speaking, yeah.
We all learning together today. It's a need to know podcast.
No, you're learning by yourself.
Everybody knew
Because
that?
I know who's
We all
who.
watched the clip.
I mean, Regi, you by default, you always knew that you always knew their name?
I didn't
by
know
face?
Not always. Nah, I ain't
That's
know.
what I'm trying to tell you.
But once I got tapped in, I knew I never made a mistake again.
I will say this, they were super talented together.
Super, still are.
And
Even without each other, they're talented.
Absolutely.
Well, maybe one of them.
Nah, don't do that. They was both talented. They're both talented. I don't know what you ain't put a bullet on it, so I'm gonna just go both.
I'm not Bodega Hive, so I could pick a side.
Okay.
Reggie, I won't ask her to pick a side.
You have
because
a side in this?
from based on what I know, based on what I hear,
Yeah.
and let me not say what I know, based on what I hear, yeah, I'm rolling with Mero. But he's also been more vocal
About it. That's
So
what I'm
that's
getting
what
to.
I just
maybe
said.
even by default, I'm rolling with Mero.
I
but
just want to hear
you know, I fuck
what
with Dominicans.
Yeah, I
That's
just
my
want
niggas. Those are my niggas uptown.
And
You feel
Jesus
me?
is Jamaican.
Shout out
I
to
just
them
want
too.
to
That ain't
hear.
Jamaican.
I just want to hear Jesus' side. Like it's
Yeah.
like we haven't even heard him like defend himself because we're only hearing like, oh, I didn't want to sell our name, and Jesus, like he's insinuating like Jesus wasn't on the same page. But it's like I just want to know his reason. Like I don't want to count him out yet.
And
like,
that's why it's kind of easier to maybe believe in Mero. How
Yeah.
long has it been? Almost 2 years, right? You said 2022?
Yeah, damn, I didn't. Yeah,
It's 2024 right now as we're recording this. And we still haven't even heard, me personally, I'll speak for myself, I haven't even heard jokes from Desus' end on why they broke up. Not even a tweet about it, no sort of interview. Granted, it's very clear that they both had different visions of how their futures would go,
For sure.
right? Recently, we're seeing Desus do, I think it's the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of late night stuff.
yeah. He said in the clip, they were,
Hollywood.
quote unquote.
Hollywood.
It seemed like they were prepping him for Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
like that's the narrative. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the narrative.
He's had a few commercials too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could see someone that is trying to go into Hollywood completely shoot down any ideas from the other party that, is a little bit more bodega vibe, right?
Mhm.
A little
more
bit,
like
a little bit more
independent.
independent for the
Yeah.
people, right? I could definitely see a rift growing between the two of them, right? Because the person that want to go to Hollywood, we heard what Cal Williams said, not the booty stuff, but just to go to Hollywood, it comes with certain things. It comes with certain sacrifices. Now, granted, there's not time to get conspiracy theory. I'm not saying he anyone was sacrificed here or anything like that, but it's just certain things that you have to let go of your past, to be able to welcome the new crowd.
Oh,
of
like
things.
shed that part of your identity.
Shed that
type
part
shit?
of you to be ready for Hollywood, different opportunities.
Well, I will say this, right? So
Yeah.
on Twitter, y'all know I'm like king of Reddit, right?
Yes.
I need to stay with that. Is Not good for your mental health. But I went on Reddit.
Yeah.
And there was a tweet that Desus had liked maybe a day or two after that interview aired. And the person, her name is Gabrielle A. Perry, MPH. So whoever she is, shout out to you. But she made a comment on Mero's response, right? And she said, the story that made the rounds when this originally happened was old boy who used to help produce the podcast was a friend of the pod from both of theirs way back. And he was harassing women and being awful in general to Showtime employees. Mero refused to abandon him while Desus knew better. So that's what Desus liked on his Twitter/X account.
You know what's funny?
Did he actually like that?
Yeah.
I do remember when they originally broke up they were mentioning
that was definitely like a story that was going around. And that's like I'm just very like I feel like that's at most it's like a rumor right now. I don't know of any like official reporting, but I've definitely heard that bad times.
But
maybe
if
it's
he
true.
liked it, isn't that a cosign?
That's why I asked. I was like, did he really like that? Or
like if somebody said, yo, Reggie's a bitch ass nigga and I liked it.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's over.
People's gonna be like, wait, oh, he might feel this.
I'm never coming back.
You know, like it's just so a like is also a cosign in some capacity,
So
right?
you think Mero was capping when he said, yo, we're in two different places in life?
I think they were. They were. I think we could all like we even said it last time. I feel like they definitely were. I feel like everybody could see that they were in different places. Mero's married, kids, 2 mortgages, but it's like I don't know. You could be in different places, but I don't think that's the only reason why the split happened, which is what everyone's trying to figure out.
Right. Like he had mentioned on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Melo and Joe that I think it was DraftKings had presented them with an advertisement opportunity. And this is before, we're underdog over here. You got your what's the name over there? You got your all these new sports things, right?
Yeah.
They were probably one of the first ones to get that on their table. And I could see a dude that knows he got to get a check for his family wanting to bring DraftKings onto the show and how that could be a problem, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know about sports, because that's kind of what he was insinuating in the episode. Like, hey, DraftKings came to us and this guy didn't even know what an over or under was. He didn't know what plus 500 meant. So maybe internally, Desus didn't feel comfortable.
See, when he said that, and I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And the only reason, and you could 100% be correct.
Right.
The only reason why I mentioned it is because when I heard him explain that, I thought he was talking about the world didn't know what an over under was.
Oh, you talking about him?
He was talking about Desus?
Talking about
all
him.
right. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I interpreted it as we as a society didn't know what it was.
Like basically Mero saying like, yo, this opportunity is crazy. Like, let's take it. And then Desus kind of didn't see the vision of that big contract.
I can see that. But again, we go back to bald niggas, right? Like, you gotta be wary of niggas. Because the only reason, put it like this, Desus is bald.
He's
bald. The only reason he took his hat off is because he was on like linear television.
You trying to go Hollywood?
He never voluntarily said, yo, my nigga, here you go. I am willing to come on this podcast and literally say, yo, here I go, because I'm me.
And this is not linear.
I don't know how he was giving it up, but I do want to play a second portion of that clip just to get a little bit more context to see where Mero goes.
And I heard that and I was just like, bro, you know what's crazy? No. Like the next level of Hollywood is the 3 of us, Desus, Victor, myself, sitting down with Judd Apatow and saying, yo, we're going to do a movie.
So Victor is the manager that the lady
was referring to. Yeah, there we go.
Right? And then the movie gets written and he's like, I ain't really feeling this shit. When I know in the business mind is like, yo, when you do a movie with this guy, you're not just doing a movie with this guy. This dude is like a kingmaker.
So just to give a little bit of context, Drew, you want us to go something? You want to say something? Go.
Okay.
You're bodega.
Okay, no, you go context first.
I was just going to say, the person he was referring to created not just this movie, like Step Brothers.
Right.
Damn.
Right? Step Brothers and other rom-coms and comedian.
Legendary movies.
He, like, again, a kingmaker. Like, when you hear kingmaker, that's who he's referring to.
That's a cult classic.
And then Mero saying they had an opportunity to make a movie like with their likeness and this legendary filmmaker, and basically he's like, Desus was like, nah, I'm not feeling it. So okay, I get that sounds crazy, right? It does sound crazy.
Crazy.
But I just want to hear Desus' side, because like, what was the script that he probably was like, I mean, I don't know if this is the direction for us, guys. Like, and okay, I'm sorry, this might sound silly. But in the Cheetah Girls, everybody wanted to sign to the record label.
I ain't catch that one.
And Galleria was the only one that was like, guys, no, we cannot sign to this fucking record label. They want to watch us out, pop music only. And maybe it's that. Yes, and
Who's
then
Galleria? Like,
she's the main. She's Raven Simone in the movie. She was, and she believed, no, we have to stay the Cheetah Girls. No, we're not going to sign.
Then.
And maybe it's that kind of. I'm not like. I'm just trying to see the other side of it. I'm not defending Desus, but I'm like, I just want to know the reason why he said no to the script. Like he has his own side too. What if it was
so
like
wait,
not?
Tasha was
good?
trying to sign?
Huh?
Tasha was trying to
Everybody
sign?
else. Wait, what?
Wait, you knew their names?
Tasha.
Nigga, Tasha from Power was the Cheetah Girl. She was trying to sign a deal.
That's
wrong
not
group.
wrong
Cheetah Girls.
With
Tasha
Raven
was in the
Simone.
Cheetah Girls.
With Raven Simone.
Tasha wasn't in the Cheetah Girls?
No, you're thinking of the group with
3LW?
Adrian Bale. Yes, but that's not the.
Yeah,
We're keeping all that in
there.
there.
You think about 3LW.
But wait, but half of 3LW was in Cheetah Girls, no?
Okay, yes,
It was Adrian Bale.
Tasha was not in Cheetah Girls.
Oh, I forgot they did that to the dark scene girl. That's crazy.
You see?
Oh my goodness.
You
gracious.
see how they do
racism,
people?
bro.
You see how they do people?
That's crazy.
I think
that's why Tasha had to get it back in blood. But continue.
Oh my god.
They did it. I didn't do that shit.
We were
What
both
the
like,
fuck?
Tasha.
I thought bro,
What the
I associated the Cheetah Girls with Tasha.
We see like where your brain went. We see.
Yeah, I did that.
But yeah, I mean, probably turning down a script was probably crazy. I know that, but there's always two sides. Okay.
Yeah, but I feel
Bodega have don't be mad at me. Okay.